In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the beautiful village of Newcastle. If you're thinking of a move to a small town, Newcastle should definitely be on your list. This video will be filled with area footage, so if you're thinking that a move to Newcastle is in your future, or you're just curious to learn more about this gorgeous town, this video will give you a great idea of what life is like here. If we haven't met yet, my name is Vilija Truelove. I'm a local Durham region real estate agent with almost 20 years experience, and I'd love to help you with your move too. All my contact information is included below. Reach out anytime and download my free Durham region guide at the same time if you need help deciding where in the Durham region you should be living. So, Newcastle is located about 80 kilometers east of Toronto, just outside of the GTA, and is really considered one of the best small towns to move to without being too far out of the way. It's right off Highway 401, and you're looking at about an hour to get into downtown Toronto from here. Traffic along the 401 can get pretty bad, especially during the typical rush hour times. So, if your plan is to commute to Toronto for work, which many people do, you'll just need to be prepared for that. If you're hoping not to drive all the way into Toronto, you can either drive to Oshawa to catch the GO train or get the GO bus, which does run through here. The bus ride does take about an hour though, because it will go along Highway 2 and make a lot of stops along the way. So, what amenities does Newcastle have today? Most of the surrounding land around Newcastle is still farmland, which raises both livestock and other agricultural products. At the heart of the town is a community building donated by Toronto's Massey family, which hosts community events, and you can rent the hall for your own event as well. Though Newcastle is definitely small town living, it really offers just about everything you need and want, both for day-to-day living as well as recreation needs. You'll find both a public and a Catholic grade school here, so the kids won't need to be bussed out of town to get to school every day. Now, the closest high school is located on the 115. For this, it's out of walking distance. You're looking at about an 8-minute drive from the downtown area, or they'll have to get a bus. Otherwise, the kids will have to go into Bowmanville for a high school. For shopping, over the last few years, there's been quite a bit of growth. As a side note, they have done an amazing job of keeping the look of the buildings to fit in well with all the historic buildings, so they don't stand out like a sore thumb. You've got 2 big grocery stores, pharmacies, dollar stores. Of course, it's not a small town without a Home Hardware, and then you've also got some great boutique shops here as well. There's some wonderful dining here, including a few awesome pubs, no shortage of places to grab a pint on your date night, and some really great pizza too. You'll find dentist and veterinarian offices. There's a local library that hosts lots of events. And the community center here is fantastic. You've got an indoor pool and a gym, lots of activity options here. There's also a hockey rink. This is one of the older buildings, so not the most modern of rinks, but still a great spot for a hockey game or public skating. There are lots of parks and playgrounds, and you have access to walking trails for hiking nearby. There's a top-rated golf course in Newcastle, and then another highlight is the marina in the Port of Newcastle. There's a restaurant here for you to enjoy after you've spent the day out on the water. That's a lot of amenities and recreation options right at your fingertips. If you're worried that you'll be bored moving here, I don't think that will be the case. Now, one of my favorite things about Newcastle is the beautiful historic downtown area. The community hall is at the center of it all, and they're actually celebrating its 100-year anniversary this year. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll find shops and restaurants. It's a perfect place to take a walk, get some shopping done, or just take in the scenery. The town is home to a number of events and festivals throughout the year, held at both the town hall and throughout the downtown area. There are comedy nights, outdoor concerts in the park. There's a harvest festival in October, a pancake breakfast with Santa, and they even have their own Santa Claus parade. Of course, there's a farmer's market here, so you can get your local products. It really is an amazing community, making it perfect for families and honestly just anyone looking for a place to get involved. So, let's finish off talking about real estate in Newcastle. What sort of homes will you find here? As expected, the majority of homes here are detached. You'll find mostly bungalows and 2 stories. Age of homes vary as well. You might find a century home from when Newcastle was first being developed, some bungalows from the 1960s, and then developments really started in the 80s and then exploded in the 90s. I'll give you a little tour of some of the biggest areas now. For the older homes, you'll find them mostly in and around the downtown area, and of course some of the country farm homes will also be older. There's a subdivision west of Mill Street and south of King. These homes were mostly built in the 80s, though you'll find some 1960s bungalows too. It's a great location close to the newer community center and ice rink, and the Catholic grade school is right in this pocket. You'll find some really nice starter homes here, as well as beautiful larger homes. The lot sizes are really great here too. Probably the most popular subdivision is east of Mill and south of King. These homes were built in 3 phases by the builder, so you'll find the homes started being built in the late 90s into the early 2000s. You can see why this neighborhood is so popular with families. There's an amazing playground and the public grade school within walking distance. Beautiful homes with nice yards. This is a really great pocket. Next, we have the Port of Newcastle, which is going to be south of the 401 down by the lake. What a beautiful spot this is. Of course, you're going to be a little further from the downtown and the schools here, though it still is only a few minute drive. And the bonus here will be the lake at your doorstep. I love the style of homes in this part of town, and you really get a feel of having a nice, friendly neighborhood. Gorgeous homes and big yards with great curb appeal. Finally, to keep up with the demand of people wanting to live here, you'll find the newest homes north of Highway 2 and east of the 115. There's still a lot of building happening here. It's a little further from the downtown area, but you'll find some gorgeous homes here. There's a fantastic playground, and it's becoming a very popular spot. Prices of homes will vary greatly depending on which neighborhood and style of home you choose, but there really is a home for just about every budget. Looking at sales from the last couple of months, if your budget is between $700,000 and $800,000, you'll be able to get a beautiful 3-bedroom home in one of these neighborhoods. Probably more of a starter home at closer to the $700,000 range. And then up to about $1.5 million will get you a gorgeous executive home facing Lake Ontario. And then, of course, just about everything in between. So that finishes off my tour of the Village of Newcastle. If you're thinking of a move to Newcastle or somewhere else in the Durham region, reach out anytime. All my contact information is included below. And feel free to check out my other area tours to see more of what the Durham region has to offer. Thanks so much for watching.